I haven't made a single video about CHARBONE Hydrogen Corporation in 6 months. Not a single one. Why? Because the company hasn't given me anything worthy to talk about. Today, everything changes. Today, they finally gave us something huge. Almost everybody gave up, including myself. CHARBONE Hydrogen Corporation closes first tranche of its US $6 million brokered convertible notes private placement in funding for 2 North American green hydrogen production facilities and electrolyzer orders. This press release is the key to $5 billion value creation. Let me repeat it again. This press release is the key to $5 billion value creation. Considering that CHARBONE Hydrogen Corporation today has a market cap of about $5 million, this represents an upside of up to 1,000 times your money on this investment opportunity. Green hydrogen is hot, and I will talk more about green hydrogen later in the video. But for now, CHARBONE Hydrogen Corporation is North America's only publicly traded pure play green hydrogen company. There are no other pure play publicly traded green hydrogen companies in North America. And their plan is to deliver 16 green hydrogen production facilities across North America by 2030. How do I arrive at the $5 billion value creation? What you have in front of you are financial projections for location number 1, which is Sorel Tracy. As you can see, this location is going to be developed in 5 phases. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With the first phase having the capacity of 2.5 megawatts, and with each phase increasing the capacity. Also notice sales and EBITDA. EBITDA stands for earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization, and all of this is in Canadian dollars. Notice that by phase 5, this project is projected to generate $56.6 million of revenues and EBITDA of $28.3 million. So, what is a business or a project worth that generates $28.3 million of EBITDA? I would say that a project like this is worth about 15 times EBITDA. So if I apply a 15 times multiple on it, that project, when fully completed, all the way to phase 5, should be worth around $425 million. And if you take this and multiply it times 16 locations, which they are planning to deliver by 2030, that equates to about $6.8 billion Canadian. And if I translate it into US dollars, that's how I get $5 billion worth of value creation between the 16 projects to be delivered by 2030. So why is today's press release so monumental? Well, because in order to put these green hydrogen facilities into production, you need money. You need money. You see, there's green hydrogen and there's gray hydrogen. Gray hydrogen is produced from natural gas, and gray hydrogen is also called dirty hydrogen. Green hydrogen is clean hydrogen that a lot of industrial customers want. And green hydrogen is produced from water. Electricity is used to split hydrogen and oxygen, and the equipment that is used to achieve that is called an electrolyzer. So in order for Charbone Hydrogen to produce green hydrogen, they need money. And they have been telling us for almost a year that they're going to get the money to put the first location, Sorel Tracy, into production. And we've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and at some point people just gave up and said they're never going to get the money to put anything into green hydrogen production. And with this press release, they finally will have the money to put not only Sorel Tracy into green hydrogen production, but also their Michigan location. Now, I have a confession to make. I kind of lied to you when I said that this is a 1,000 times your money investment opportunity, but I kind of needed to get your attention. And 1,000 times your money sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? But it's not quite. It's not quite that. You see, all of these locations, all of these 16 locations, all of them need money to be put into production, okay? And they have to be financed with project financing. Actually, the goal and the idea is, if everything goes according to the plan, is to have each location project financed all the way to, to phase 5 or phase 4, depending on their location. And the project financier will earn, let's say, 50% of the project. This number could be different. It could be 30%, could be 60%. It all depends on individual negotiations. So if each project is financed by project financing, then the company, Charbone, will lose 50% ownership in each project, right? So instead of saying this is a 1,000 times investment opportunity, it's more like 500 times X investment opportunity. But 1,000 times sounds a little bit better, doesn't it? But just to be more clear, that's the idea of how these individual locations are planned to be financed. And the reason why this first press release is so monumental is because when the company puts the first 1 or 2 locations into production, it will prove to the world that those financial projections are real. And when those financial projections prove to be real, then it will be much easier to finance, to project finance, the rest of the locations. You see, even though electrolyzers and the green hydrogen equipment has been around for a long time. They have a certain certainty as to the financial numbers that they're projecting. Also, Charbone already has access to clean electricity, renewable electricity, to be used to split hydrogen into oxygen, because in order to produce green hydrogen, you need electricity from renewable sources. Charbone has been working for years on the plumbing of this system, getting all the connections, all the locations, knowing where to go, knowing where renewable energy is available, having those locations in areas where industrial customers want green hydrogen, and also they already have a buyer. So even though they have the electricity source, they have the right location, they have the buyer, and they have the contract for how much the buyer will pay for green hydrogen, even though they have all these elements, still it's a financial projection. And that's why getting this first financing is so monumental, because the first financing is the key to unlocking this opportunity. And that's why I said this is the key to a $5 billion value creation overall, and that $5 billion value creation can be shared among different parties depending on how project financing gets negotiated and how it all gets split between the parties. But considering that Charbone controls all of these locations, and that Charbone only has a market cap of $5 million, and the full value creation is $5 billion, there's so much upside to Charbone's and the stock going higher that at this point, it doesn't even matter. Do you care if you only make 10 times your money, or 100 times your money, or 40 times your money? It doesn't matter. The point is that the valuation of Charbone is so low, and the value creation of this 16 project development is so huge that even if it doesn't reach that $5 billion, the upside to Charbone is humongous because of how low the current market cap is. And without this first financing, there is no green hydrogen production. There is no proving of this economic model. This financing will put 2 locations into green hydrogen production. And if the financial projections come anywhere close to what is being promised, the other locations will be much easier to get financed. Now, I don't really want to say too much about this investment opportunity because I know everybody has the attention span of a little bit over 10 minutes. So I want to make it quick. I want to make it to the point. The purpose of this video is to introduce you to Charbone Hydrogen Corporation, to make you interested so that you can look further, so you can do your due diligence. And believe me, every concern and question that you might have right now, it has already been addressed in my playlist. So in order to do further due diligence, I am in the description below, I am putting a link to a playlist where there is longer videos, there is interviews with the management, all sorts of questions are there. But for this video, I don't want to bore you anymore. The purpose of this video is to introduce you to Charbone Hydrogen Corporation and to tell you how monumental this press release is. It is a game changer, Now Charbone is going to go into green hydrogen production, and they are the only North America's pure green hydrogen play that is publicly traded. Thanks for watching.